Sit back and get ready to have the most fun you ever had with an electronic device. All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, September the 28th, 2022. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. RadioPete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen. Happy fall.
Happy fall. Our first show of the
That's
fall.
right. Put your sweater on and get your pumpkin spice latte.
Exactly.
Actually, wasn't last week the first day of fall?
No, it started last week, but this is the first show of fall.
I guess last week's maybe was too. I don't know.
No.
It starts on the 22nd, right?
23rd, September 23rd.
Oh, really?
The autumnal equinox is September 23rd. Thank you.
Ooh.
How did we get to be the 21st all these years? Is
The
that just for convenience?
Well, it's not the 21st. It's September 23rd, March 23rd. That's the summer solstice and the winter solstice are on the 21st of June.
Actually, you're
September.
both wrong. The 22nd is the
first full day autumnal equinox. The first full day of spring is the 23rd.
The first day of fall.
First full day of fall is the 23rd. It's
So
like 4 o'clock.
Is at
like
half
4
day
o'clock
of
in the
fall?
afternoon. It's like less than a half a day of fall. It's like 6 hours of fall.
When does fall actually start? On the 22nd?
September 22nd, according to almanac.com.
Yeah, at like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, splitting
Well, that's
hairs.
still on the 22nd, John.
The first full day of autumn is September 23rd. Either way, last week's show was the 21st. So this is the first full show. This is the first show.
So shut the fuck up, Peter. Let's move on. Stop hanging us up for 10 minutes on the goddamn.
It's fall.
And ready, fall.
Okay.
It would have been funny if we just fell. But,
Enjoy autumn, you bastards.
Yeah.
happy autumn.
You guys gonna get some pumpkin spice?
Oh, I've been drinking pumpkin spice every day.
Was that one of the? Was that the one of the Spice Girls?
Pumpkin
Pumpkin
spice.
Should have been.
Yeah.
She was the sixth one that didn't make the group.
6 Spice Girls, Skanky,
Skanky spice.
Skanky Spice, and Pumpkin Spice.
Yeah.
They were the seasonal Spice Girls.
And it was then later on there was Carolina Reaper spice. She was hot.
I have no idea what that means even. Who's Carolina Reaper?
Carolina Reaper. It's like
it's a pepper. It's a hot pepper.
Oh.
Carolina Reaper spice. She was hot. Come on, that was a funny joke.
No, that's beyond dad joke. That's like creepy uncle joke.
Then there was Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper. How about that turmeric spice? She was
Carolina
exotic.
Reaper. She was
hot. She was orange.
She brought my
hot and
inflammation down.
All right. Well, on that note, So, well, pumpkin spice was not a Spice Girl. There.
Carolina Reaper. It sounds like
Reaper.
Reaper, not
Carolina Reaper sounds like some sort of southern weed that you buy from
I was
a guy with a
Cheech
mullet.
and Chong smoked that in Up in Smoke.
Carolina Reaper is very spicy weed. Very spicy.
Yeah. So,
Not skanky, but spicy.
Skanky Spice. Slutty Spice. There was Slutty Spice. Remember her?
Skanky Spice was definitely my favorite Spice Girl.
Mm-hmm.
There were 7 of them.
Yeah.
Right?
I think there was, yeah.
Dopey Spice.
Juggles.
Doc.
Juggles.
Spice.
Juggles. Doc. Just Doc.
Yeah.
No Spice, just Doc.
Grumpy Spice. Grumpy Spice.
Stiletto Spice.
Smoky Spice.
Smoky Spice.
Yeah.
Smoky
and
Spice.
Carolina Reaper Spice.
Carolina Reaper.
She was their opening act.
I gotta love it.
All right.
So how are you two gentlemen on this fine autumn evening?
Super.
I'm better than Skanky Spice, but not quite as good as Carolina Reaper.
There you go. Who is though? Who is really?
Who knows?
No one is.
Who knows?
Anyway, all right. This is a fun show, as you all know.
They're all fun.
They're all fun. We just call this one.
This one's extra fun.
It's extra fun. It's electric.
This one is fun by design.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The other ones are just
Do
intrinsically.
you have a flag that's flying in front of you?
No, this is the answer to tonight's over/under.
Okay, so it's right
I like
there.
to have on camera so that there's no.
Last week you had a bit of a stop making sense David Byrne effect going out with the weird shadow in the back.
That's true. He did.
Yeah. Now this week it's more. I could see more of the background, but less of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting how your
shirt
changes.
He's just a head floating next to the arms that are
not quite.
Yeah, pretty good.
That's
close.
my neck.
I can see your neck, head and neck floating. There you go.
And your arms and your green flag flying in the.
That's what we got to do. We got to get a green screen behind you, and you got to wear the same color green shirt, and then we can put everything over you, so you're indeed just ahead.
Or we could put a weather map behind you, and you could do the weather.
There you go. Could be a front moving down out of this region.
You could do the beaten by the coin on a green screen.
There you go. It's not a bad idea.
Oh no, I can't use the background feature. Something's wrong with this thing.
I think gold.
I got a message last week during the show, and it said your virtual background feature has stopped working. I wasn't using it. This is the real background, and now it says I can't use it.
If you could get goldfish floating around behind you, that'd be.
Well,
great.
we have been several weeks past. We have had weather on the show. We had this one. When it was 1,000 degrees in Stockton, California. Yeah,
that's right.
and then a couple weeks later it was 884 degrees in Paramus, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So
if the sails were there, then it's certainly that hot.
This is true.
All right, what do we got going on there,
Jersey
Johnny?
Why don't we kick off the fun show with our Just a Quickie? What do we do that? Just a Quickie. How's that?
Sounds
okay.
Good.
All right. What's that?
Not so quick so far.
Not so quick so far. Well, you didn't answer me. I was waiting for you to say yes.
I said
okay.
Okay.
Let's do it then. All right. Here you go. Just a Quickie. This week's Just a Quickie is in the NFL realm, if you will. So here we go. After the first 3 weeks of the NFL season, the worst team in the league is Pete.
I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. All right.
Am I answering this too, or no?
And you're answering it too, Harry.
After
the first 3 weeks of the NFL season, the worst team in the league is
the Carolina Panthers.
the Carolina Reefers.
Yeah, I guess that's 1 and 1A.
1 and 1A.
I'm rapidly losing my faith in Baker Mayfield.
There you go. All right, so there you go. Both teams out of the wonderful, big, huge, dominant NFC South.
Yeah.
So there you go. So what you're saying is basically that either the Bucs or the Saints are going to win that division.
No, you never know. You never know.
Anything could happen, but it seems like half of that division's pretty good, and
the other half
not so much.
Not so much.
I mean, we're projecting, but we'll see.
We are.
Yeah.
All right.
3 weeks is not a huge sample size.
No, especially when this past week is foggy.
Yes, it's very.
That's true.
Very. It is foggy still. It's got to all play out first in our minds. Right. Anyway. All right. So let's move on to the quiz. This week's quiz.
Okay.
It's a quiz. We got to get that. We got to get that sounder going.
Yeah, I know the boys coming home this weekend. Got the long weekend, so. I'll say this. I really want to get the quiz theme. It's not going to be much of a theme.
It's got to be a sounder, not as a theme.
We've been talking about it for months. It's
Just
going to be
sounder.
a letdown, I feel.
It's like a boom, like just an orchestra, like it's a quiz or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to. I think it's going to be a little jazzy thing, but
that'll work.
It's not going to be great.
No, I'm saying it's going to sound better than this stuff.
I don't know.
Oh, that's actually the melody we were going to use, but we'll use some different instrumentation, I guess.
It's a quiz. Get on with it. It's a quiz.
All right.
Here we go. Where we write the stuff down?
This is where you write the stuff down. This week
right.
is 2 weeks ago, we did top New York Giant offensive players 2000 through present. This week, 2 weeks later, we're going to do top New York Jets offensive players 2000 through present. Top New York Jets offensive players from the year 2000 through present day. Four. I'm going to give you 6. 4 are going to stay. 2 got to go. So here we go. Write these down. Here we go. LaDainian Tomlinson.
How many years did he play for the Jets?
He played for the Jets. That's all that matters.
0.8.
Yeah. No, he played for a few years.
Yeah.
LaDainian Tomlinson. All right. Curtis Martin. Robbie Anderson.
C and yes.
It's Sean's brother Robbie. Yeah. Robbie Anderson. Chad Pennington. Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I'm going to throw a new one at you. Garrett Wilson.
He's played like 3 games.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's still fits in that thing.
That's
I want to see if you're gonna. I want to see where you're gonna go with those. That's what I want to do.
I'll let Pete go first because I don't even know half of these.
LaDainian Tomlinson, Curtis Martin, Robbie Anderson, Chad Pennington, Garrett Wilson, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Garrett Wilson. There we go. Pete,
all right.
You go first.
I got to get rid of Fitz.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, if I keep Wilson on the list, I'm banking on his future.
Sure.
But part of that future has to be a quarterback that can throw to him.
Sure.
Which has not been one of the Jets' strong points historically.
Which is why there's 2 quarterbacks on this list. Of course, neither of them can throw to him, but that's besides the point.
Right. I'm gonna take Robbie Anderson off.
All right.
I like him, but he reminds me of Sam Darnold, and that's painful.
I think he was a better player than Sam Darnold, though.
Right, but
he made Sam Darnold look good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They're inexorably connected in Jets history, and I think they're both in the Panthers now, right?
Yeah. Well, Baker Mayfield's throwing to him now, but yeah,
right. But either way, you think of Robbie Anderson, I think of him. Think of Sam Bradford Darnold, and that's a painful memory. So he's gone, banished.
Gotcha. All right,
I'll
so
take Garrett Wilson, and I'll bank on his future.
Gotcha. All right, so
that's the rest are.
That's where I was going with this. So you're taking LaDainian Tomlinson, Curtis Martin, Chad Pennington, and Garrett Wilson. That's what you're taking.
Yep.
All right, Harry.
Well, LaDainian Tomlinson played like 2 years for the Jets, but I guess he was pretty damn good compared to the rest of this list. Robbie Anderson had over 50 receptions 3 out of his 4 years with the Jets.
He was a good Jet. I'm not saying he wasn't.
Did more than Wilson has so far. Curtis Martin's the only obvious one that stays on here. Chad Pennington had he had better years than Fitzpatrick. I'm gonna get rid of Fitz.
List.
I'm gonna get rid of Fitzpatrick, who was only on the Jets for like 2 years, right?
2 or 3, yeah.
And I'm gonna get rid of
Fitzpatrick. He hurt for like half of one of those years?
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Fitzpatrick and whoever this Wilson cat is, because I think they've only played a combined 14 games for the Jets. But I'm gonna stick with LT, Martin, Anderson, and Pennington.
There you go. All right. So you both agree on Ryan Fitzpatrick coming off the list, I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And for wide receivers, Harry's taking Robbie Anderson, the proven receiver.
Yep.
Radio Pete is banking on Garrett Wilson's, hopeful future with the franchise over Robbie Anderson, who reminds him too much of Sam Bradford Darnold. There you go. So, all right. There you go. Good quiz. Good quiz. All right.
A mix of statistics and emotion.
Isn't that how most of your responses are, though?
Well, no, Harry had statistics. Mine is not.
Well, no.
Statistics don't enter into it for me.
When I said you, I meant both of you. Mix of statistics and emotion.
Yes, we have left brain and right brain.
Exactly. Exactly.
Robbie Anderson reminds me of a bad chili dog I had in 2016. So fuck him.
There was a kid in 6th grade named Robbie Anderson. And he used to trip me on my way to the bus. So that guy's
I had a pizza dog at Cousin Ben's once. It reminds me too much of Robbie Anderson.
Pizza dog. It's a pizza dog.
Anyway, all right.
Is that a hot dog wrapped in a slice of pizza?
You had pizza dogs at Cousin Ben's. Come on.
I don't know. I haven't. Where's Cousin Ben's?
On the Orient Way in Lyndhurst.
I don't think I have.
No.
Hot dog truck there?
No. Oh no, this is going back 35 years ago.
No, I never had.
Hard to believe a place that serves a pizza dog hasn't survived.
Is a pizza dog just like a hot dog with like?
It was a hot dog with. It was a hot dog
like tomato sauce.
It was a dirty water dog with tomato sauce and shredded mozzarella.
No, I definitely have never had that because you would just not put a hot dog in that situation.
Yeah, hence why it reminded me too much of Robbie Henderson, so I couldn't keep him on the list. Right.
All righty then.
Duke's dogs, on the other hand.
Hey man, little white truck of poison.
Great song. All right, it is time for our NFL history rapid fire quiz. What do you guys think? You ready for it? You ready, Pete?
Not really.
You ready to win one, Pete?
Nope.
All right. Let's get it going. Here we go. All right. Got some really good questions for you. Got 6 for each of you. That can be steals depending on what you got. So get yourself ready. I'm
keeping score this
Pete's
time.
been getting closer. I keep score every week. Pete's been getting closer.
I thought he won last week.
No, he was one shy. Yeah. So like he was 7-2. 4 weeks ago he was he lost 6-3. 2 weeks ago, he only lost 5-4. He lost by 1, so he's creeping up.
We're gonna tie. We're gonna tie this week.
Tie. Could be tying. Could be. All right. So here we go. Let's kick it off. With Pete. Here we go. Ready, Pete?
Yeah.
You ready? We're gonna switch it up this week. We're gonna kick it off with Pete. Here we go. Here we go. Tell me the following. Who was the first NFL player to score 2,000 points? Who was the very first? Are you Googling?
What?
Are you Googling?
No, I'm.
I was kidding.
Right. Oh.
Who was the very first player to score 2,000 points in the NFL?
I'll say George Blanda.
George Blanda would be correct. And he scored 2,000 in 1950 something. I can't even read my writing here. 2002 points. 2002 points. He reached.
Has there been any player
in 1964? I think he reached 2002 points in his career.
And he was like 51 years old or something.
Something like that. Yeah. He was the very first. No, there's other players that have done it since.
Yeah, but they're all kickers, aren't they?
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Is
anybody
out there?
I'm sure there's a couple people getting close to that, right?
Oh, sure, definitely.
Is Vinatieri still playing or no?
No. He's sitting in a rocking chair watching Blue Bloods.
Yep.
At least that's what last week was.
It's all kickers. I'm guessing. I don't know.
It's all ball bearings these days.
It's all ball bearings these days.
I'm gonna Google the points leaders here.
There you go.
All time. This is all time.
All right. You want the Blanda's number 7.
There you go.
7.
Ahead of him is Matt Stover with 2 points more. John
2
Carney.
points more. Wow.
John Carney, 2,062.
John Carney. Wow.
Jason Hansen, 2,150.
Lions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Gary Anderson, 2,434.
Mm-hmm.
His twin, Morton Anderson, 2,544. 110 more. And number 1 is Adam V, 2673.
There you go.
Wow.
And let's see, who is not a kicker on this? No one on this list is not a kicker.
Yeah.
This is the top 20.
Well, there's Blanda's scoring. Didn't he also play quarterback too, George?
Yeah.
So he might have had some of those points. Might have been a combo.
Could be.
I'm guessing.
Yep, I would imagine.
Could
But
very well
still,
be. There you go.
Who's the leading active players all-time scoring? It's got to be a
That's
kicker.
a good question.
I'm guessing it's got to be one of these older kickers, like who's the guy from CU who's still kicking for the Green Bay?
Mason Crosby.
Mason Crosby. I would guess him, or maybe
Let's see.
who's the other guy?
Robbie
from the
Gould.
Bears. Is he the Bears kicker?
Robbie Gould, 1843. Crosby's number 2 at 1816. Matt Prater, just under 1600. Nick Folk,
Prater's still kicking?
1400.
He's on is he on the
Prater? Matt Prater's on what is he
Broncos,
moved.
eh?
Is he kicking on the Broncos?
Or the Cardinals?
He's with the Cardinals, yeah.
He's with the Cardinals, yeah.
Number 5, the great Justin Tucker,
There you go.
who could end up being the best of them ever.
Yeah, I mean he's headed that way. He's headed that way. So.
All
He's
right.
at 1374. So
I mean, that's a lot. Though. Adam Vinatieri's doubled them up.
He's doubled. Yeah. But I mean, Justin Tucker's how old?
32.
No, he's younger than that.
Is he?
Yeah, let's see.
He's younger than that.
Yeah, he's pretty young. Justin Tucker.
Is he older or younger than Justin Bieber?
He's older than Justin.
He was born in 1989.
He's 32. So
32.
guess who was fucking close?
You weren't close. You were
I did.
right. You were
I was
right.
right,
There's a difference.
Yeah, but how many days?
Yeah. He's almost 33. What was his?
Okay. So
he was born in.
I was
Yeah.
almost
Actually,
wrong.
that should be his question number 1. What is Justin Tucker's age?
Well, John just gave it
I
away
want
saying he's
big
almost
stats.
33. So
There you
I'm
go.
guessing he's born in
October, November, December.
October or November. Yeah. I'll go with November in the middle.
Yeah.
He has the November 21.
Yeah,
There you
there you go.
All right, cool. All right, so that was question number 1.
Okay.
Pete got it right. George Blanda. There you go. All right, Harry, your first question. Here we go. Which 2 colleges played in the very first American football game?
Colleges played an American football game?
The very first American football game ever played. Organized American football game ever played.
You mean on this?
Was between 2 colleges. What was it? What colleges were it?
I have no idea.
Take a guess. We'll give you a half point if you get one of them right.
I'm guessing it was probably 2 teams. Wasn't the first basketball game? Was that a Ivy League? Was that Princeton or something like that? The first basketball game?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe.
I want to think that I want to remember. I think I remember reading somewhere that Rutgers was one of the teams, but I'm going to say Rutgers. It's probably wrong, and Princeton was either football or basketball. I don't know. What other schools? Probably not Rutgers. I don't know. Princeton and Rutgers. I have no clue.
On November 6th, 1869, Princeton played Rutgers.
Wow.
I knew I for somehow in my mind I knew that one of the first somethings was both of those teams. That was pure fucking luck.
There you go.
But yeah.
All right.
And,
all right.
And neither of those teams have won a game since.
And they haven't won since. So there you go.
Rutgers is playing. Right.
Rutgers is playing pretty good, yeah. All right. Question number 2 for Pete. Here we go. Ready? Ready, Pete? Here we go. Which NFL team
Really?
Which NFL team?
Oh, team.
Listen to the words.
Which cream is best for
Which NFL
Ointment.
Nipple chafing. Is it A?
It's monkey butt cream.
Monkey butt cream. There you
Well,
go.
hey, that's a real thing nowadays.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right. Which NFL team drafted Joe Namath?
Is that just?
That's for Pete. It's just for Pete.
I know, but is it? I'm just.
Which NFL team drafted Joe Namath? Which NFL team drafted Joe Namath?
I think I know this.
I'll make it a little easier for you, just a little bit, very slightly.
I think the answer.
I'll make
when I get it
I'll
wrong.
make it a little easier for you. Okay, I'll make it a little easier for you. Okay, the Jets were not in the NFL.
I know that.
All right. The Jets drafted him in the AFL draft. So,
Yes.
Which NFL team drafted Joe Namath?
Yeah.
The drafts happened on the same day. I'll give you the year too. It was November 28th, 1964.
Oh, that clears it up. Now I know.
And it was the only draft ever for the AFL that happened via phone. There was no central meeting place for the draft. Everybody just called in their picks
Oh, that's interesting.
to some guy with a
All
pad.
right. So, I would have any idea of which teams were AFL other than the Jets.
So which NFL team? NFL
Yeah,
team.
no, I know. That's what I mean. I don't know who was in the AFL and who was in the NFL other than the Jets.
Mhm.
I'll say the Chicago Bears.
Good guess. Wrong.
Incorrect.
Harry, first steal of the game.
I don't know why my. Here we go. First steal of the game. So they probably weren't Indian in the end. I don't know. Give me a hint. No, you can't give me a hint. So it was an NFL team. It wasn't. He was drafted by the Jets, though. But it was the AFL draft. So he was drafted, but
He
never
chose
played.
to go with the Jets because they gave him a bigger contract. He went to the AFL.
I don't know. The Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions is a good guess too.
That was
However,
my second guess.
wrong. It's actually
Bears.
It's actually you know what? He picked Bears too. It was actually the other team from Chicago. At that point, they were no longer in Chicago because they moved out of Chicago 5 years before that.
The Cubs.
And they moved to St. Louis.
The old Cardinals.
The St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, they would never have had Jim Hart if it wasn't for.
There you go.
St. Louis.
All right, Harry, your second question. Here we go.
All right.
What NFL quarterback set 2 records in one game in 1994 by completing 45 pass attempts out of the 70 pass attempts that he threw?
94?
In 1994, what NFL quarterback set 2 records in one game?
45 out of 70?
45 completions out of 70 attempts.
94.
45 completions was a record in one game. 70 attempts was a record. So those were the 2 records. Simultaneously set 2 records in one game in 1984.
84 or 94?
94. I'm sorry, 94.
And that was a record for completions or attempts?
Those are both. The record. He set 2 records. He set the completion record and the attempts record at the same time. Who could it be? Who could it be?
I know this, and it's not who my first thought. Well, I don't think he was playing then.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think it was the Patriots, and I'm not sure who the quarterback was. That's what I remember. Was Bledsoe their quarterback then? Let's go. It's either Bledsoe or Warner. I'm going to go with Bledsoe.
You going with Bledsoe?
Yeah, sure.
Ronnie Bledsoe or Drew Bledsoe?
Drew Bledsoe.
You would be correct. Drew Bledsoe.
I remembered it was the Patriots for some reason because it was odd that he.
There you go. Drew Bledsoe.
Now Breeze has tied it, hasn't he?
Yeah, you know what? I think he tied the
completions.
I think he tied the completions.
I think that's still. I don't think anybody's ever had more than 45 completions.
Yeah. So there you go. But there you go. So yeah, it was an overtime win against Minnesota, and the Pats won 26-20. So there you go. All right, Pete, back to you. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Which NFL team had the most wins in the 1980s? Which NFL team had the most wins in the 1980s?
I'll say I'll say the 49ers.
Ding, 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 ding. You are correct, sir. The 49ers had the most wins in the 1980s. There you go.
Harry, what was the combined salary of all the San Francisco 49ers in the 1980s?
316
plus or minus $6
million.
Plus or minus $1.
Yeah. Plus or minus $6.
All right, here we go. All right, Harry, your third question. Here we go. Who was the first soccer-style place kicker ever in the NFL? Who was the first ever soccer-style place kicker in the NFL?
Raphael Septien.
That would be wrong.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't actually mine.
That wasn't your guess.
First soccer style.
Who was the first ever soccer style place kicker in the NFL?
It probably wasn't until the 80s. Yeah, maybe the 70s. Who's the place kicker for the Rams back then? I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Want to take a guess?
Morton Anderson.
That would be wrong. All right. Pete, you want to steal?
I'll say I probably would have said Raphael Septien. That would have been my answer. No idea. I can't even name that many. Of course, we were just looking at the kickers list, so but I don't know if any of them were.
It's probably somebody obscure from earlier than I'm thinking, but
I'll say Jim Turner.
Jim Turner. No, it's not Jim Turner. However, it was Pete Gogolak. Pete Gogolak.
Pete Gogolak.
Pete Gogolak.
Wow.
Pete Gogolak.
What year, John?
Oh, 63?
So that was way
4?
back.
Way back, yeah.
Gogolak.
Pete Gogolak, yeah.
Say that 3 times fast.
Pete Gogolak. Pete Gogolak.
No.
Pete Gogolak. There you go. All right. Stays with Pete. Back to Pete. Pete's fourth question. Here we go. Ready?
What is Joe Namath's first name?
All right, wait a minute. Here we go. Pete Gogolak, 1964 to 1974.
64.
2 years with Buffalo.
Jesus
From 1966 to 1974. Guess which team he played for?
The Rams.
No.
You're pointing
Giants.
at us, so the Giants.
He played for the Giants.
Yeah.
I know he did. What do you think I had it in?
Oh, Jesus, 58.8%.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Not so much. Well, it's because of that soccer style kicking.
Yeah, it was. They had to bring a soccer ball out, and it was just hard.
Yeah, 58.8%. But he
hard
did
to
have
snap
16
it.
goals.
Well,
16 goals.
he did have 16 goals.
Nice.
So,
He was great. He was great at corner kicks.
He was great. Corner kicks were great. Yeah. Well, you know what it
Yeah,
was. The problem was the Giants' offense sucked so much in the late '60s that they were lining him up to kick 75-yard field goals. That's why he was missing most of them. So
I bet his longest attempt was probably 47 yards back
like
then.
that. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So Pete Gogolak. All right.
Today's recipient of old balls.
Old Bulls. We got the Pete Gogolak. All right. Here we go. All right, Pete. Your fourth question. Here we go. Ready?
yeah.
What was the first NFL team on the West Coast? What was the first NFL team on the West Coast? First NFL team on the West Coast.
Of America?
No, Spain.
Oh,
The Barcelona Dragons, of course.
that was the Portugal Ponies.
Portugal Ponies, right.
I mean, I think this is pretty. Never mind.
It was the first NFL team on the West Coast.
I'll say the San Diego Chargers.
You would be incorrect, even though I'm wearing Antonio Gates' jersey. All right, Harry,
That's
to
not why I
you.
said it.
I know
I'm going to say the Rams.
the
Los Angeles Rams.
the current reigning Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams would be correct. Yes. So
Because they moved from St. Louis, right?
they moved from They moved from St. Louis about 6 or 7 years ago. They moved from Cleveland. Actually.
Cleveland, that's what I meant.
They were the Cleveland Rams.
Cleveland.
Cleveland Rams moved out to LA. All right. Okay. Harry stays with you. Here we go. Who was the first NFL head coach to win the Coach of the Year award twice? He's not the only one, but he was the one that was the first to win it twice.
When did this award start?
Oh, 80s, 70s, 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah. So it's Who is the first
Well,
NFL coach to win Coach of the Year twice? Did it start in the 80s or the 70s?
It could have been the 70s. Could have even been the 60s. I'm not even sure. A while ago. It's been a while.
Chuck Noll.
Chuck Noll would be a great guess, but wrong.
I'll say Tom Landry.
That's also another good guess.
But wrong.
But wrong. All right, so neither of you
All
got
right,
that
let's
one.
get it. Let's all right, take a second guess, Harry.
Take a second guess, and it doesn't. No counting, if you will.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
I'm trying to think of when this actually started.
Coach of the Year
And this is the first one to win it twice. So.
Yeah. $1957.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Twice. And it wasn't, who was my first guess again? Chuck Noll?
Your first guess was Chuck Noll.
So, Don Shula?
That would be correct. Silence. There you go.
I don't win anything for it, but that was I for some reason I thought maybe it started after Shula's reign, because Shula was good again after that, but I just thought Noel with the 4 championships there probably had better odds of winning Coach of the Year twice.
Mm-hmm. If you actually
or I was going to say the coach of the
George
Vikings, yeah.
Bud Carson,
Bud Grant.
Grant, that's it.
What are we looking at?
Hold on, I picked up a different list, and because that one only went back to 1964 when Don Shula won it the first time. Don Shula won it the second time, according to that list. Don Shula won it in 64 and 67, and George, whatchamacallit, in 1965, George Halas won it the second time because George Halas won it in 63. However, in 1961 and in 1962, Ali Sherman, the head coach of the New York Giants, was indeed the first to win it. Yeah, the list I had only started in 64. Ali Sherman was the first head coach to win it twice.
All right, well, we were all wrong, even the host.
Even the host. Even the host can make mistakes.
Even the internet was wrong.
Well, it was the internet. It wasn't me. I was just reading what I wasn't there. I didn't remember.
Do your research.
I wasn't voting when the Associated Press.
I think both of you should hang your heads in shame not knowing that it was a Giant coach.
That was Ali Sherman, yeah.
Ali Sherman.
Wasn't she part of the Brat Pack? Wasn't she in
that was Ali Sheedy.
Breakfast Club?
Ali Sheedy. Actually, that's
one of the original Spice Girls.
That's right.
That Giants gnome right there. That Giants gnome right there.
Bad about Ali Sheedy.
That Giants gnome right there. His name is Sherman. For Ali Sherman. Very
that
good.
Giant. Let me just break down that sentence, okay? That giant gnome, which is
not giant gnome. Giants. I had an S there. There was an S on it.
Giant gnome.
The Giants.
Is named Sherman.
The Giants. Giants. No.
Welcome to Get On With It podcast.
Giants.
Jumbo shrimps are named Tiny.
New York Giants gnome.
The fact that you have a New York Giants gnome tells everyone everything you need to know about it.
I will give you 3 guesses who bought it for me.
I know who bought it. Does he take place in the Winter Wonderland?
Of course he does.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
So there we go. All right. Moving on to question number 5 for Pete. Here we go. Ready, Pete?
Wait, do I always go first?
This week you do.
This week you do. I switched it up.
Well, no, I went first. Question 1. Harry, me. Harry should go first if this is question. Right?
No, Harry, the last question was a Harry question, and he got it wrong, and you didn't get it either. Yeah. So now it's your turn.
Oh, all right. So we screwed up somewhere. Doesn't matter.
All right, here we go. So. Pete,
once again, the game is.
The first question, Pete, you won. George Blanda was the answer. I'm just going to give the answer. You'll remember the question from the answer. Pete, you won the first question with George Blanda. Harry, Princeton and Rutgers, that was yours. The team that drafted Joe Namath, the Cardinals, neither of you got. Harry, you got the NFL quarterback setting 2 records in 1 game, Drew Bledsoe. Pete, you got which NFL team had the most wins in the 80s, the 49ers. Neither of you got the soccer style kicker. Harry, you stole, first steal of the game, you stole Pete's question, who was first team on the West Coast, the LA Rams, when the Cleveland Rams moved out to LA. whatchamacallit, and then neither of you got who was the first NFL head coach to win the Coach of the Year award twice.
So it's 3-1 right now.
So it's 3-2 right now.
3-2.
3-2. With 4 questions to go. 2 each.
4 questions. Jesus Christ.
2 each. Here we go.
All right.
All right, Pete, your 5th question. Here we go. What was the original name? What was the original name of the Kansas City Chiefs? What was the original name of the Kansas City Chiefs?
Were they from Kansas City? In other words, did they move or did
they
just
moved? They moved.
Well, that's a hint.
I didn't say where they
that
moved
narrows
from.
it down to every other city in the United States.
I didn't say where they moved from.
Advantage Burns. I'll say. Oh, Jesus. I'll say the Dallas Texans.
You would be correct, sir.
All right.
Dallas Texans and what city did they play in? This doesn't count, but what city did they play in?
After they moved or before they moved?
They played in Worthington, Texas.
I just wanted to get you to say Dallas again. Anyway, the Dallas Texans. From 60 to 63, then they moved to Kansas City. They weren't doing too well in down there, so they moved.
See, now I'm happy. I don't care what happens. I got a question right that I had no idea that I knew.
There you go. Dallas Texans. All right. Harry, what college did Jim Brown attend? I'll give you one hint. It was not Princeton or Rutgers.
Yeah, I bet. I know this. Hold on. It was in the Northeast. I'm trying to think of which one it was. No? I think so. I am going to say Syracuse.
Wow. Very good. Same college.
I knew that too. You suck. You suck.
I was either Syracuse
college,
or Boston College. I was thinking
same college as Joe Morris and Art Monk.
That's right.
Syracuse. You got that
Damn it.
correct.
All right. Well, I'm officially lost.
Oh no, you didn't. There's 2 questions left, and you're only behind by 1.
Yeah. Okay.
It's 4-3 right now. Here we go.
Well, we're bound for a tie today.
All right.
And then you start winning.
There you go. Pete, here's your.
We're not going to tie if you keep answering questions that I know the answers to.
Well, I knew the Dallas Texans too.
All right, so fine or even.
There you go.
Except you're ahead.
We're even except you're ahead. Here we go. All right, Pete. What Dallas Cowboy retired in 1979 to become a professional boxer?
I think I know this. He retired. That sounds about right. Yeah, because it was America's team. I'll say Too Tall Jones.
Bing, bing, bing. Ed Too Tall Jones is correct. So game is all tied right now.
We all knew that one.
With 1 question to go. It is a 4-4 tie. Harry has 1 question left. All right. Harry, I need you to tell me, in 1984, the square root of pi.
It's the same as it always was.
Divided by
the gross
total salary of the San Francisco 49ers from 1983 to 1987.
17.6.
Plus
the
price of a box of waffle cones at ShopRite.
In May
1839.
Damn it!
Oh, I gotta love it. All right, here's your question. In 1994,
94?
94.
Okay.
What wide receiver became the NFL's all-time touchdown leader?
It's a pure question. It's got to be Jerry Rice. No?
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jerry Rice.
I mean, it is, but
Okay.
it doesn't have to be.
That's an interesting philosophical question. Does it have to be the actual answer?
Yeah.
Kind of.
No, obviously we've proven 2 weeks in a row. No. Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice is correct. Once again, same as last week. You guys, Harry has won again, but once again, the same score. It's right there, 5-4. So, Pete, you're right. You're right on the cusp of moving ahead on this thing.
Despite your best efforts to stack it, like Haver, you failed, John.
Joe Namath won the Super Bowl with this NFL team. AFL team.
Joe Namath won the Super Bowl by throwing what type of ball to Don Maynard?
How many more Joe Namath questions can there be?
Touchdown ball.
The touchdown ball.
All you got to do is just bone up on your Joe Namath facts.
Finish this word. Another name for a football is pig blank.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I get Pete Gogolak.
That was supposed to be.
Pete Gogolak doesn't even know that he was the first soccer star.
That was supposed to be the clincher.
Pig blank et.
It's like that. Is the Robert Klein joke about the TV Guide crossword puzzle?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the dinosaur They just leave off the W.
Well, it's supposed to. It's when you're 6 scotches in and you're falling asleep to Johnny Carson. You can feel good about yourself,
right?
It's just before Honey Boo Boo was on the air.
Anyway, all right.
That's a good quiz, though. It was close.
There you go.
And I got that one right about some team that was called something else. I've forgotten already, but
Dallas Texans.
There we go.
The Dallas Texans. Yeah, cool. All right.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Now, that brings us to this week's top 10. Top 10 this week is actually going to be a top 5. And we're going to do something a little different. We're going to give each of us are going to give our top 5 for this. So it's top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. We're doing individual lists. Top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. So we're going to start with Pete. Pete, you want to read yours off?
Do we want to go 1-1-1-2-2-2 or?
Nah, just read them off.
Read yours off.
You don't
Harry
have,
will read
you
his
don't
off.
have the list up there?
I do. But
put them up. I don't remember what I sent you.
Read yours off. Harry, read his off. I'll read mine off, and then we'll discuss. There we go. So,
all right. So my top 5 in order 1 to 5 right now, quarterbacks in the NFL are Patty Mahomes, Tagovailoa de Tua.
One good game.
Yeah, leading in yards for the season, by the way. Jared Allen, 1 Jalen Hurts, and
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, 1 Jalen Hurts, and 1 Joe Flacco.
This is just.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I'm surprised you didn't put Chad Pennington on there.
Hey, look. I'm looking at yards. I'm looking at except for Flacco.
We're looking beyond. Never mind.
No, I'm looking at the best guys right.
All right, then
now.
we just need to look at yards and then read off the list.
No, you can look at touchdowns. You can look at interceptions. You can look at take Flacco. He's thrown the ball. I
misunderstood the question. Then
you wrote the question.
I know. So based on how Pete explained it to me,
I think your answer is probably a little more historical, perhaps.
Well, yeah, because we're
took it to
only
mean
so many games in.
Yeah, I took it to mean what have we
Literally.
seen the first 2 weeks? Who were the best 2 guys or best 5 guys right now?
Well, I took it, and I'm not sure either of you took it the way I took it, but I took it as, right now, the top 5
What I meant
quarterbacks in
is
the NFL
playing
right
right
now,
now.
playing right now.
In the NFL.
Right. But even right now, it didn't say in this season. It said the top 5 quarterbacks
okay.
in the NFL right now.
So we had 3 different interpretations of.
But it doesn't matter because I mean you're well. Let's read them off and then we'll talk about it.
All right,
so
yeah.
Harry, do you remember yours?
Yeah, I mean I got Brady, Rodgers, Burrow, Allen, and Mahomes. In descending order.
Allen and Mahomes. All right.
And the way I look at this is if I have one game to win right now, who do I want? I think these are the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me throw mine up there. All right, mine are Mahomes, Allen, Rodgers, Brady, and Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, I'm still trying to one thing about Tua. I'm trying to figure out. Everybody's pronouncing his name Tagovailoa. Where's the N?
That's how it's been for years.
Where's the N? I get
but it's
Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa.
No, but
I don't get it.
You're thinking of it in terms of American English,
mm-hmm.
and I think you have to look at the
Hawaiian pronunciation, Polynesian pronunciation of it. I get you.
Something along those lines.
Gotcha. But either way, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Tua Tagovailoa. Those are mine. Now, according to this, but all 3 of us had Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
Yep.
That's a given, right? Harry and I both had Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. All right. Pete and I both had Tua Tagovailoa. Harry, you had Joe Burrow. None of us did.
Had we asked this question 6 years ago when Ryan Fitzpatrick had 2 good games, would he be in your top 5 quarterbacks?
Given my criteria, probably, yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then Pete has Jalen Hurts and Joe Flacco, which nobody else has. And Harry and Pete do not have any overlaps without me either. So there you go. So, but yeah, let me say something, and you guys, I'll give you my quick take on it. Pat Mahomes, absolutely, that's a no-brainer. Josh Allen, same thing. For me, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, you can't not have them on this list. This top 5 list, anyway, right?
Yeah.
Which we call it. But my fifth wild card is Tua Tagovailoa. Out of the other quarterbacks in the league right now, and based on what he's done over the last couple of weeks, right? But I mean, that game a couple of weeks ago was just ridiculous. But in any event, Jalen Hurts was right there for me too. I could have flip-flopped either of them because he's been killing it of late too. But Joe Burrow, if we said this before the season started, Joe Burrow probably would have been my 5th. I'm not putting the onus on him. Their offensive line sucks. All right. And I worry for him. But right now, because of that, I think Tua is edging him out this year. And that's the only part that this year that I'm throwing in there, right? I can't put Russell Wilson in there. He's not been playing like Russell Wilson. I can't put Matty Ice in there. I was close with putting
Carson Wentz, who's second in yardage.
No, I was not. I was not about to put Carson Wentz.
Or
Lamar Jackson's having a pretty good year.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert's another one.
That was close. But he's got a little bit more. Justin Herbert would have been in my top 10, that's for sure. But
I would just say that if the reason I don't know. I just thought right now, what are these guys doing the first 2 weeks? And part of that is it doesn't matter when you do this list. We could do this list in 4 weeks. We could do it at the end of the season, assuming all these guys are still playing. Mahomes and Brady, they're always going to be on the list.
Right.
And probably Allen as well. You know, so that's why I kind of took it to be like, well, who's playing great over these first 2 weeks? Who's great, you know, right now over the 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And that's why I looked at it that way, because otherwise the list, you know, like I said, you could do the list now the list will probably would have at least some of the same names, assuming again everybody's playing, you know, 10 weeks from now.
Sure.
But that's why I looked at it as who's done the most the first 2 weeks. But
So, yeah,
interesting. I didn't even consider like who were just the best guys out there. If I had looked at it that way, I think our list
Carson Wentz has the same amount of touchdowns as Patrick Mahomes and Tua and Josh Allen.
Yep, he's got 3 interceptions though.
Oh well, Tua has 2.
Yeah, well, I had to split some hairs somewhere.
Okay.
All right, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. And we don't necessarily have to do it in this segment again. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. But later in the season, maybe beginning middle November, maybe we'll revisit this list. We'll pull this list back up again, and we'll revisit it, and we'll see where we're at that point in the season, and see how well this ages.
So the next time we look at this is just history has nothing to do with it. It's who's performing the best up to that point in the season.
Well, you can have your own criteria.
Yeah,
I don't think we all have to have the same criteria, but
I'm
look,
curious.
Look, we're only 3 weeks in right now. We're only 3 weeks in, so it's hard to not let history dictate a little bit of this list. Okay,
right?
We could get to week 12 or whatever it is in November and revisit this, and you know, Rodgers and Brady can be well off of this list, and Herbert, and it could be Tagovailoa, Herbert, Jalen Hurts, you know, and Mahomes
it's
probably,
almost a guarantee.
You know, Trevor Lawrence,
almost a guarantee. Joe Flacco will not be on this list, even
because he won't be playing by then, right? So
let me well, competition means something too.
Sure.
Let me ask you guys a question. I'm actually curious about this. I don't have an answer. What do you hold in higher regard, QBR or total quarterback rating, RTG, passer rating?
What's the difference between the two?
Well, QBR is kind of a made up compilation of quarterback statistics.
It's like it's like in baseball too. It's a bunch of different stats melded together. And the highest quarterback rating is like 149.1 or something like that.
What's the second one? RBT?
RTG.
Yeah, passer rating. I hold passer rating in higher regard.
So total quarterback rating is QBR. And it's only been around since 2011. It incorporates all of the quarterback's contributions to winning, including how he impacts the game on passes, rushes, turnovers, and penalties. Mm-hmm. It was created to be a more meaningful alternative to the passer rating, but has been met with criticism among fans and commentators like passer rating, is a measure of the performance of passers, primarily quarterbacks. There are 2 formulas currently in use, one used by both the NFL. So the passer rating is calculated using a player's passing attempts, completions, yards, touchdowns, and interceptions. Passer rating in the NFL is on a scale from 0 to 158.3.
Yeah, there you go. So passer rating is more important to me.
Okay. So this QBR thing is weird to you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go, yeah, they have actually the formulas. It's hogshaven.com. And there's a whole lot of things. And they what the formula is, it's ridiculous. The raw QBR, and there's 4 elements to the passer rating. So right. I don't understand it any more than I did before. I don't know. I don't really use either one of them when judging the quarterbacks. I didn't use them for this list. I just kind of looked at individual stats, and I looked at completions, attempts, the percentage, the yards, touchdowns, interceptions. Also, a little bit what they did with their legs.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. There you go. Years ago, I used to decide on quarterbacks based on the color of the uniform they were in that week, what their name was, and what they ate for dinner on Friday night before a game.
Oh, remember? What was that sitcom all the years ago with
Tua Tagovailoa?
The three kids, Roger and Rerun and Dwayne.
Oh, what's happening?
And Dwayne was on a streak of picking the football games, and like his dad or uncle or whatever was winning a lot of money, and part of his formula was which of their helmets he liked better. He liked the complicated formula, and then the deciding factor was which helmet he liked better. And but nobody knew that until like the Super Bowl or whatever, and he made the wrong pick in the Super Bowl, and like his uncle or whatever lost all his winnings.
So there you
go. Strange criteria.
So similar to yours.
Yeah. But he was great during the regular season, right up until the big game.
Yeah, just call him Aaron Rodgers.
There you go. What's happening? Great show. Great show.
Yeah.
Great show. All right. So we'll do that. So we'll revisit this like around week 12, maybe. Maybe like a week or two before Thanksgiving. We'll revisit this list and we'll see where we're at that point. We'll pull this up. We can either do it in this segment again, or we can just pull it up in just another part of the segment, or we'll decide at that point. But again, we'll revisit it then, and we'll see. We'll compare notes, and we'll see where everybody stands at that point. So cool. We are not, and I know some of you are going to be disappointed. We are not doing old balls tonight. No old balls, nope. but we will give.
There is absolutely not one person disappointed.
But we will give you this. We will give you this.
Old balls. Yeah.
It's just one old ball.
Just one
old ball. Old ball. That's it. All right. Pete, you have a couple things. You have a couple of stats.
Yeah, just some really quick stuff and quick little stories and stuff. You guys remember Mike Morton?
No.
Sure.
Raiders 4th round pick in 95. Spent 4 years with the team. Went to the Rams, Packers, and Colts. He was a linebacker. Won a Super Bowl with the Rams. And is the first Super Bowl winner to become an NFL official.
Ah, very nice.
He is actually an on-field official now, one of 10 new on-field officials as of this year. And just want to say that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Now, I don't know if he'll get more respect than other officials.
Probably not.
I think so. Maybe as a former player. I don't know.
I don't know. It And I don't think there's one active player in the NFL that was playing when he played. So,
alive. Yeah,
that's true. But I thought it was kind of cool having a second.
It is cool. That's very cool.
That's he's the second person ever do that.
He is the first Super Bowl winner.
How many past players
currently employed as officials are Nate Jones and Terry Killens?
Very nice.
I don't know anything about them, so they were. But Morton probably has the best on-field credentials, I guess. I mean, he's a Super Bowl winner. So
sure. There you go.
So there we go. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool. Nate Jones, wasn't that a Grateful Dead song? No, it was Casey. It was Casey Jones. Never mind.
Right, Nate Jones, you better watch The Holding. I think it was.
Oh yes,
was the lyric. Yeah.
So
the Cleveland Browns have had a trying.
There are issues.
Yeah. So a couple of weeks ago, during their loss to the New York Football Jets, team owner Jimmy Haslam got hit with a bottle thrown by one of the fans
in the dog pound.
After he was walking toward, there's video of it. He was walking towards the tunnel right after Garrett Wilson caught the touchdown to tie the game. And some fan threw a bottle and it hit him in the leg, and he sort of like pointed up towards where it was going. So the Browns are going to ban that fan from the stadium, which, given what Cleveland's doing this season, might be kind of a Not as much. It might be a reward as much as a punishment.
It's like, thank you.
You can't come watch Cleveland play anymore.
I mean, I don't know.
That's fine.
Cleveland should be 2-0. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They actually should be. You're right.
But
Well,
anyway, so that's
out.
That's how you punish somebody who throws a bottle. Is you don't let them come to the ballpark anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of other quick things here. Let's see. I think I have. Real quick. Speculation about Kevin Durant. I know it's not really basketball season, but he was seen a couple of weeks ago playing pickleball. And you know how we love pickleball. You know how we love pickleball on this show.
You love pickleball, and you know who he was playing pickleball with, right?
Pickle Pete.
No.
Right there.
Baby Hands Johnson.
Yeah. So he was seen. This is funny. I looked at like a bunch of stories about this. It says playing pickleball in the park. They don't mention where it was. I was not able to source where it was, but there's some video of him playing a little bit of pickleball. So I thought I'd mention that. And also I found out that Drew Brees is one of the owners of a pickleball team in the American Pickleball League called the Mad Drops.
The Mad Drops.
Yeah, so he is not a player owner, but he is one of the owners, and I imagine he's.
So Patrick Mahomes is a part owner of the
Kansas Drew Brees.
So Patrick Mahomes is part owner of the Kansas City Royals. Drew Brees is part owner of
the Mad Drops.
The Mad Drops pickleball team.
Yeah.
Who is Aaron Rodgers? Is Aaron Rodgers part owner of a team? I thought I read that somewhere.
Yeah, he's part owner of some. Is it the Brewers?
Baseball team, right?
I think it's the Brewers. Yeah, actually.
And the Breeze and Lakers owner Jim Buss recently bought the Mad Drops team. So there you go.
There you go.
Pickleball is alive and well.
How are the names of pickleball teams better than the new names of football and baseball teams?
Yeah.
Because the Mad Drops is a pretty good
Mad Drops.
Right, the Cleveland Mad Drops.
That could have been the Cleveland's. Do you know what the Guardian stands for, by the way?
Guardians.
I found this out.
Go ahead.
So a friend of mine travels. I think he's been to every stadium to watch baseball games and stuff. Mm-hmm. He posted something the other day. His name is John McLaughlin. He used to work with him at Cablevision, and he's a traffic reporter. He's up at Copper now.
Did he have a group at one point?
That was his twin brother.
Named
John.
Also named John, right?
So apparently there's some bridge in Cleveland. And there are like stone pillars that are the guardians of traffic.
Right. Yep.
According to which, guardians of traffic.
Now that you
That's
say
what you
that,
name the team after.
Now that you say that, I've been on that bridge, and I do. It's actually a cool bridge, but to name a baseball team, I mean, there's so many other things in Cleveland that you could name. You're not going to name the Cuyahogas or whatever, right? But you could have named the Rockers. I said the Rockers. Yeah. What's wrong with the Rockers? The Cleveland Rockers. That would have been an awesome baseball team.
You know my take.
Steamers, right? Of course.
Yeah. Or how about the Rivers on Fires?
The Rockers would have been great.
The Cleveland Burning Rivers.
The Rockers would have been great.
So they're
rolling down the burning river.
Yeah,
the Cleveland Guards. But plus, here's the thing, and this is probably what the icing on the cake was to that. All right, they're using the same font, the same script that they wrote Indians in for Guardians, and the DIANS. All right, so they basically just took the IN off of Indians and put GUAR in front of it.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. The script goes the same way. It looks the same.
Well, you don't want to spend a lot of money on a name change.
So they just took 2 letters off and sewed 4 letters on. That was it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so that was.
Let's see. Oh, okay. A couple of quick things. This actually happened a couple of weeks ago, I think. So it might be an even higher number now. But
sure.
Mickey Lolich and Bill Freehan of the Detroit Tigers held a record since 1975 of 324 starts together as a battery. And that was recently broken by Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina.
Yep. I did
So
hear
that was kind of cool. Just thought I'd mention that. That's, I mean, 325. It might be more now. Like I said, this was a week and a half ago or so. That was pretty impressive. And also happening a week or so ago is Julio Rodriguez. You guys know about him.
Seattle,
Seattle Mariners.
New album is
hot young player. Came the third player in Major League Baseball history to hit 25 home runs and steal 25 bases in what they call a true rookie season. That is to say, did not play any previous time in the majors. Third player in Major League Baseball, joins Mike Trout and Alex Rodriguez. And he, Julio Rodriguez, also known as J-Rod, did it the fastest in 125 games.
He was hurt a bunch this year, too. Wasn't he out for a pretty prolonged period of time?
I don't know.
Not sure.
But couldn't have been that. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's just that good.
He was on a 10-day DL a couple of times. And
he played 125 games at least.
Okay.
So that's how long it took him to hit 25 home runs and steal 25 bases. Again, fastest, third player in history, fastest at 125 games. Mike Trout is second place at 128 games.
There you go.
So watch out for Julio J-Rod Rodriguez.
Well, he just signed a big extension to it, thank you.
Yeah,
he did.
And again, one of the reasons we were talking about not wanting to play the Mariners if they make a wild card, well, he's a big reason why you don't want to play the Mariners.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Those are the little nuggets I had.
Little nuggets. Time for nugget time.
Pete's Little Nuggets.
Pete's Little Nuggets.
If you want to see more of Pete's Little Nuggets, go to Pete's OnlyFans page.
It'll cost you, but it's worth it.
For a monthly subscription, you can see much more of Pete's Little Nuggets.
Yeah. Just come by on Tuesdays because it's corn for dinner day.
2 for Tuesday.
2 for Tuesday.
You want to see nuggets? You want to be around on corn for dinner day.
There you go. All right. Hold on. I can put the banner up. It is time for.
Oh, wait. John, did I send you the picture of Zach?
Oh,
Martin?
yeah. I got it. You want to throw that up really quick as your last
throw
nugget?
that up.
Your last nugget. There you go. Here we go.
I thought that. So, gotta love this guy. He might be the best in the NFL right now. Zach Martin of Dem Cowboys. 7 Pro Bowl appearances, 6 holding penalties since entering the league in 2014.
Nice.
0 in 2021. 5th season having no holding penalties in 8 seasons in the NFL. That is a good offensive lineman. Now, having said that, there's probably some holding that didn't get called.
Well,
but
yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, that can't be right.
I sort of feel like holding penalties are down this year. Have you guys noticed that? I feel like there's less. They're letting them play a little bit more.
Maybe. Well, we always say there's holding on every single play. It just doesn't get called.
Yeah, this is true. You got to hide it. You got to disguise it. So,
yeah.
All right. Over under.
It's time for Pete's over under.
Over under. I always get it wrong.
Pete's box over under.
All right. So the answer is written here on this piece of paper.
The answer, my friend,
there's no accusations
of cheat.
Yeah, blowing in the fan. Here on my desk, I have this, which I'll give you a close up. So it's like a deer or something.
Pete with a clothespin for a head.
And it has a clothespin.
It's a horse.
I guess it's a horse, yeah.
Deer, horse.
It's a horse.
It's a horse deer.
And
with the tail.
Its purpose is to hold papers. I use it to hold bills that I have paid or set up to pay on online banking or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, these are all the bills that I have working.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's our over-under is how many bills are in the horse's ass's mouth or camel. That's not camel, that's for sure. How many bills are in the horse's mouth?
The mule's mouth.
The over-under for tonight. And we're setting the over-under at 8.5, which I wrote. Instead of the answer, I wrote 8.5. So I'll make sure this stays in view so that when I count them, there's no tomfoolery.
Right.
I meant to write the answer down on the paper, but I wrote the over/under instead. So the over, which is probably probably meant to write both, so I wouldn't forget. But so over/under, take a good look. How many different bills are in the horse's mouth?
All right, Harry, you want to go first? You want me to?
I'm gonna go under.
I'm gonna go under. All right.
I was gonna go over.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Under, over. All right, let's count.
I think the actual answer is 7.
We have Optimum Online, number 1.
1.
Bill for some urgent care.
Yeah, that one snuck in there. All right.
Stick in his face. That's number 2.
I think I'm wrong.
Here's some other doctor's bill.
3.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Another urgent care.
4.
Number 4.
5.
Another doctor's bill. Number 5.
Mm-hmm.
National Grid. Number 6.
A lot of little ones stuck in there.
This is
7.
Oh, that's a life insurance, number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Another life insurance, number 8.
Mm-hmm.
Well, John, you won.
Allstate
Mm-hmm.
insurance, number 9. And National Grid, which is the electricity bill. No, that's the gas bill. Number 10. There we go. That was deceiving. So
Look, couple little guys snuck in there.
These those
those single sheets did me in.
Those urgent care ones, they don't like to waste paper. So
They're very urgent about getting their bills collected.
They want to know. They want to know.
So there you go. And I tell you, this thing is pretty close to as old as I am.
Really?
Yeah, this has been around since I was like I think I remember playing with this when I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. So
Well, they must have used some pretty good glue.
There you go.
I guess so. Yeah.
Ironically, the glue that's used to hold a wooden horse together is very strong.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't get much done with it. You know, you sort of put the thing in it and then it just sits on the desk.
So you had it as a kid?
Well, I mean, it wasn't mine. My dad used to use it.
Nice. So
But
it's
I
a
remember when
family
there was
heirloom.
when there was nothing in it, I would like play with it on his desk. But it wasn't, a toy of mine.
Fair enough. Right. Because you can do with that on your OnlyFans page. Or maybe you do. With the,
Well, there's
clothespins involved, but not.
I was going to say there are some things not made of paper that you can put in the clothespins.
Right.
What? Yeah, it's a little game we play. What will the horse hang from?
Is the horse hungry today?
Speaking of Pete's Nuggets,
Wilbur. For a monthly subscription, you can see what's in Pete's stable.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
There we go. That's
Pretty
it.
good?
That's all I got.
I don't have anything.
I think we're good then. All right.
Here's the over/under number 8.5.
8.5. There you go. All right. All right. Well, on that note, we will wrap the show up then for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.getonwithitpodcast.com. That's getonwithitpodcast.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for the Get On With It podcast. And of course, all of our shows are available on YouTube as well on the Logger Room channel. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcast, and iHeartRadio as well. Try to get it one breath. Didn't work. And iHeartRadio as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. We're coming down to the wire with baseball, so watch all of that. Watch week 4 coming up of the NFL regular season. And we will talk to you next week, folks. Take care, guys. Cheers.
Pete Gogolak.
Pete Gogolak. I know we didn't pick them. You guys think the Jets are going to beat the Bengals? I think they are. I think the Bengals are going 0-3.
Well, we'll certainly see. All right.
Harry has no comment.
No.
All right.
All right. John?
I don't know.
All right.
We'll have to decide.
Like
you know what? We'll pick them as soon as we're done with this. Our picks will be up on the screen.
Yeah, that's right.
So check it out. If you want to know what we're going to pick, see, I don't want to tease it. If you want to know what we're going to pick, just look at the Facebook page as soon as this video is done.
Right.
All right.
All right.
There you go.
You got it. Have a good one, folks. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.